student at Western practicing my interviewing skills. This is my private practice. The bathroom is just down the hall if you need it. And I understand you wanted to talk about some stress in your life, so I thought we would just have a dialogue about that for a few minutes so I can understand what's going on. I want you to have my contact information for the future if you ever need to get a hold of me. All of it is on there.
Thank you.
And before we get started, I just wanted to talk about some important things you should know about the confidentiality of what happens here. I am a mandated reporter, so if you were to talk about your plans to harm or kill yourself or anyone else, I would have to report that. And if you talk about abuse that has been inflicted on a child or a vulnerable adult, whether it be physical, emotional, sexual, financial exploitation, I'd have to report that as well. I take some notes for myself about our conversations, which go into your file, and if I'm ever subpoenaed by the courts, I do have to turn over your records just so you're aware. And I will not be sharing your records with anybody else. Do you have any questions?
No, I don't think so.
Great. So what brings you here today?
Well, I have a little family drama. So my mother, who will be 90 in December, lives by herself. And actually she's doing quite well. And she's comfortable by herself. She has a nurse friend that lives across the street and a good friend 2 doors down that she can go to day or night or call. So, you know, she is getting a little forgetful, but I think she's okay. And she's lived in this house like forever. She has a little dog. So that's all pretty good. My brother feels like she should not be alone. And so he has found this woman that recently divorced and needs a place to stay. And so he decided that that would be perfect for my mother, which, you know, maybe it would be. And so he said that Mom was kind of resistant to it. So I talked to her about it, and I was like, how do you feel about this? You know, would you want someone to live here? And she said, well, if I like the person, it would be fine. And so, but she did say, I'm very comfortable by myself. I'm okay. So my brother took my mom and this woman out to lunch, and they hit it off.
Oh.
So sounded like everything was good, and I talked to Mom, like, how do you feel about this, Mom? Well, I think it'll be fine. I liked her. Well, so then come to find out, she's going to be moving in November, but my brother has like gone in and like cleaned out like 2 rooms of my mom's house, like taken her stuff away, boxed it up, and like, I'm not sure this was part of the deal. I feel like he's really kind of thinking this is what she needs, and he's in charge, and he's just going with it. And I feel like maybe he hasn't run all this by her, and he's just kind of jumping the gun. And I mean, she's not like falling or we haven't had really any trouble so far. So maybe, do you think it's okay he's doing all this? Maybe it's just like preventative because he thinks it's coming down the road. But I just feel like if someone said to me, hey, moving your stuff out, moving somebody in, it would be, I don't know, I'm feeling really unsettled about it. And I also feel like he thinks he's in charge of the family, and my voice doesn't count much, so I don't tend to get in the middle of things once he's decided with him and his wife, because it just never goes anywhere good. So I don't know.
So let me see if I have this right. You are concerned with how your mother feels in this situation, and so you are feeling a little bit of stress around the fact that your brother is maybe not considering her boundaries. And so then you feel a little bit powerless to stand up maybe for your mother to your brother, even though maybe that's what you feel might be best.
Yeah, I think that's kind of it. Or maybe I just feel like I would like more conversation with him. I would like to have known that he was going to like clear out her stuff. I mean, it's one thing moving someone into like a guest bedroom, but I feel like when you're actually removing someone's personal things, I really highly doubt he brought that up. So I guess I am going on an assumption there, but I don't know. Yeah, I think you kind of hit it. It's the powerlessness, and it's the, should I advocate for my mom, or is this just the way things go? Because I know when your parent gets older and you have to start doing stuff, it's stressful. So
it is, but there's a couple of different dynamics happening, I think, in this situation.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. Is there a way you could start a conversation with your brother about it?
I probably could. Just ask him what's going on. So yeah, maybe I will. Maybe you think I should give him a call, maybe, and just say, hey, and just hear what he says.
Do you think you should?
Yeah, probably. Probably.
You have the answers.
I do. Yes, I do.
It's not always easy in a family dynamic, especially if you are one that likes to keep the peace, to insert yourself in things that don't necessarily have to involve you, but it sounds like you have a lot of, you and your mother have a good relationship,
Yeah, we
and
do.
Perhaps you could speak to your mother about what role she would like you to play in all of this.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I hadn't thought about that.
But there's definitely some options.
Okay. Yeah, that's helpful. That is
Great.
helpful. Yeah, no,
Good.
I hadn't thought about asking her what role. I mean, I do talk to her about things and ask her feelings and stuff, but maybe I could ask her more specifically, like, what is there something I personally can do? And I think I should also call my brother and just hear it from him what he thinks is going on. That's been really helpful.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.